So one day I decided to purchase the brown scapular, which I wear every day. And so what happens is you buy one and you go to a priest. And what I did was I walked into the confession room and I went and talked to the Catholic priest and said, "Could you I don't know what would you say, consecrate this or whatever? Um, could you bless me with this brown scapular?" And pretty much what happened was he said a prayer, and I responded, and then it was blessed onto me through this prayer. Kind of like how a marriage is. And I think it's kind of like how you're married to somebody. You know, you're married to this person, kind of like how I'm married to this brown scapular. And the only time I take it off is when there's water. It's like a shower, when I'm swimming. Another thing is when I go and work out, you know, I get really sweaty. What I do is, instead of letting my scapular soak in my shirt that gets all sweaty, because this is the sweatiest part, I wrap it around my wrist, which is a better place than under your shirt, because it get all wet, a lot more wet. But it dries off. But I do work out a lot, so and still gets wet around my wrist too. But I just think it's a better place to put it than under my shirt. Especially if I take off my shirt, you know. And it's also a necklace, so it could get cut on stuff. That if you just wrap it around like a bracelet, like the bracelets I already have, wear it like a bracelet. But you can only do that when you when I work out. It's kind of the rule. So I take it off. So those are the only. I don't really take it off. I just put it on a different part of my body. But I still feel like that's okay to do when you work out. But a lot of it is just like your how I feel, you know, how I feel, do's and don'ts, kind of just by feeling, because sometimes you gotta just how life works sometimes. But kind of another feeling, talking about feelings, another feeling when I wear the scapular is almost like a holiness that comes on you, or like grace or something, maybe. Or like a sweet feeling, we could maybe say. A certain holiness that's associated with wearing the brown scapular. Too. It's a little bit different than wearing just a cross or a medal, you know. But I also have these. So when I'm, you know, in ordinary life, I think about, you know, when I should take it off. That's just a part of my routine. Is when can I take this off? It's really important to what's inside my brain. You know, it's something that I have to manage. You know, I have to think about. It's not something I can just throw aside, pretty much, because of the blessing that and how it's on my body. But yeah, it's I think it's a good thing, because our ultimate goal is to be saints. And it's kind of like a challenge for God and Mary, and a good challenge down the right path, down the path that every human should go, and to yeah. It really breaks, like, if you're tempted by the devil to, like, you know, you're kind of having issues with like believing in God, because, you know, God you can't really see God all the time. 100% of the time. He kind of just he's not on Earth. He's not here all the time, so it's kind of hard to sometimes that's how the devil hits you. Sometimes he tempts you to think that God's not real. That's how he tempts all people. But the scapular kind of helps deter that, because it's really almost magical how the brown scapular works, and it's unnatural, like it's not of this world, pretty much. So yeah, it's a good thing that keeps me maybe more centered on the path that I should go, and that is towards God. So and all these other avenues, although can be fun, but aren't the right path. But anyways, that's the brown scapular. You might not see a video. Yeah, but yeah, something to manage.